Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second episode of this new short-term series with the Delhi Sultanate. When I say short-term, it's because we start this playthrough on a relatively later start date. And I just feel that, like, who knows how long we're gonna, keep this series up until I either get bored or maybe go all the way to 1453. Again, you got nearly 200 years of gameplay, so you could handle that. And plus, don't know what the main goal is for me because I never thought of it. Other than I just wanted the first episodes to be featuring Razia, also known as Razia Sultana. Sultan. Again, she would be mad if you call her Sultana because, that means consort of a sultan. She'd rather be called Sultan because she is the legitimate ruler, as it was in history, even though her reign didn't last long, as it lasted until 1240. Well, in this second episode, we're likely going to go beyond 1240, so we'll just know what it's like if Razia's reign had continued all the way to, all the way to her much older age, as well as a few other, duties that she'll be doing besides being this warrior sultan, or Khatun in Turkish terms, because she's of a Turkish culture. But she's a respected commander because she's been on the front lines during this one war against Ranthambore and fought against a few battles against the Hindus of various countries of origin, based on, like one from there, another from there, as well as that from there. But there's no need to go to war right now because right now my priority is to make more money. Even though it's not going to be much, but unfortunately over in the Yuan Empire in China there's a great famine ongoing, which the value of the Silk Road has been reduced. So we won't make much of the silk money. And plus they will not be able to help its tributaries, so they cannot get Chinese regiments. But I could launch a relief expedition. How much? So that's going to be for 10 years to send relief to China, and they'll be getting more grace. But if I only have a prestige up to 1,000, then I will go to China to kowtow before the emperor, just to have good relations between the Delhi Sultanate, or Empire of Rajasthan, also known as the Iltutmishi Khaganate, depending on what you want to use. But for the sake of the name of this series and what the country was then called at that time in real history, it was known as the Delhi Sultanate, despite the fact Sultanate's kingdom tier, and this is empire, so that's above kingdom. But it was an empire-sized country, to be perfectly honest. So simply for the sake of degree, calling it a Delhi Sultanate, just for role-playing reasons. Anyways, I'm not giving away that golden scimitar, which is her weapon of choice now. That had it made by the master craftsman. And in the future we'll get a set of armor. A very good set of armor. And a lot of money that has to go with it. And speaking of money, I am going to need to pay off that loan. Repay the loan. Because I'm getting a 10% interest rate. 40 gold in interest. Which is going to keep happening until I get up there and pay off that whole loan, and then start making more money again, so I can repay to the 350 loan to the Jewish merchants. Yeah, and I can recruit a court physician, but no need for that. There's plenty of candidates here. The best one, however, is absent-minded, and an ugly one. But I'll take on the genius, but he's severely injured, which I hope he can heal himself. Please get well soon, you've got a great mind. And you're into intrigue. Maybe that's why he was severely injured. He was in battle with the Rajputs just to take, you know, one of these territories. Now, let me see those plots, because I could just stop them all easy, but there's anything that has to do with me and the nation. No. Vassal. Vassal. And none of my members of the council. Okay, I don't mind any of those. And there's still nobody that has a bounty on one's head, because that's another source of money that I really need to get. Can somebody in this realm hate each other, start rivalries, so they'll put their money to put a bounty on their head, and then I'll go out and get them? I mean, I'm perfectly capable for that. So yeah, imagine that. Razia, the bounty hunter. I mean, you already own a large realm. I mean, give it a couple of more years, then there'll be definitely a definite bunch of bounties. So you can look at who's on the wanted poster, and I'll go after them. But there is something else that I also desire. As good as this weapon is, there is something better. This Punjabi ruler by the name of Mang. Look what he's got. He's got the Sword of Muhammad. Personal combat skill plus 16. That is much better than my golden scimitar. But I can't steal it from him because it's equipped. But there is a way. Because all I need to do is to imprison this man. But we need a reason for him to prison. You can't just straight up imprison him. Though, which we have a good chance to. Based on a relative state intrigue. Plus, that's tyranny. To do that, we're gonna plot to fabricate treason. We're gonna convince the realm that he is a traitor. We're gonna convince him that he's a real bad guy, despite the fact he's a fellow Muslim. But there's a very good chance of that happening. All I need is a couple of backers. There's no shortage of it, so I don't have to put money on it. And just to make darn sure, we're going to build a spy network over there to improve the plot power. So there you have it. And I know I still haven't gone to the Hajj, because I don't see the reason to yet. Unless I've become a bad person. I mean, deceitful's one thing, but I kind of need that for the intrigue. And soon, by 20th of November, I will switch my focus towards business to improve my stewardship skill. And more ways to make money. I have learned that Sultanate denounced me harshly at the faction meeting in Lakshmanavati. They swallowed up his words. Curses! Made it neutral. Yes, I know, you rallied against me, and you want a seat on the council, which, honestly, you're not all that good. But at least there's no threats of possible, you know, like who wants my throne, or who wants independence, or wants to overthrow me. I know there must be a way to earn his trust, and the best way to learn is without talking to him. What about what? I'm curious about your faith. Who did you declare war against? Ah, good. The Kagan was happy to tell me about the Tengri faith, while not sparing a few questions about, for me, about being Sunni. We ended up having a very interesting theological discussion. This is wonderful. Didn't pick up the sympathy of pagan religion yet, although I rather pick up sympathy for Eastern religions here, just to please the local Hindus and the very few Buddhist courtiers that are still out there. I'm not a zealous character. You know, it would make sense if I were to pick up sympathy for Eastern religions. Because, I don't know. I don't know if Razia in real life was tolerant to Hindus, but she did give them positions. I was about to say privileges, but some official positions, which kind of made the Turkic nobles not too happy about it. Even though those kind of moves actually kind of reminds me of Europa Universalis 4 with the estates thing. Why am I thinking of this idea of I'm kind of using this Delhi Sultanate playthrough as almost like, oh, I don't know, a precursor to, I don't know, me doing my very first EU4 series. I mean, again, I have the game, I have all the DLCs, it's just, I thought about doing a video series, but I'm not ready for that kind of commitment yet. And if there is a country that I would be to play as, it would likely be Delhi Sultanate. Well, starting as Sir Hind, then become Delhi, after you get rid of the old dynasty. Which again, that's more than 200 years from now, from this timeline. Anyway, speech. For too long, the stability situation in my domain have consumed my thoughts, so I have decided to apply my gregariousness in a big address in the capital of Lahore. So here am I, facing peasants, holy men, and traders, and there they are, facing me, and expecting an inspiration to turn their lives less cumbersome. The speech begins now. It's a good thing I have a gregarious trait, but my diplomacy is kind of average. But I'll try to give a rousing speech. See too if she becomes a public speaker. While meanwhile we'll continue to improve relations with this evil Kagan, who's at war again against the Mongol conquest for Erbil, against the Sultanate over there, which they are currently in the middle of a crusade for the defense of Jerusalem, as the Kingdom of Jerusalem is taking part in other conflicts. But we know it's like it's the target, but it's just to reclaim the lost territories for the Kingdom of Jerusalem. If Jerusalem falls, that's not going to be good for the moral authority. Even some counts have been led astray. Rulers led astray. Dukes led astray. What is happening to the Sunni faith? Are they saying that pagan faiths or even Hindus or wherever that they've lost? And they have successfully liberated themselves. Kabulistan is back under Buddhist control. And he's a far better fighter than I am, because he's a freedom fighter and he's willing to fight for death for it. I mean, sure, we can use superior numbers against him, but if I ever get into the fight with him, he'll likely defeat me. If there was a place to fight a holy war for it, this would be it, but we don't have the time nor the money to finance such a campaign to retake those territories. Smallpox in our realm. It started where? Damalpur, over here in Gujarat. Finally, someone to teach me. The speech was long and inspired. The metaphors came naturally, and those attending were enthralled by what I've said and how I said it. It was a performance worth of a Cicero. Excellent. So rebellious province in Lahore is gone. Now it's just restless. Again, your main priority is to pay off those loans, and after you get done those loans, you might want to appoint a domain overseer, as you do not have one yet. And also, I believe that's enough plot power. Also, thank you. That we need to say, hey, Bang, you're a bad guy. You need to go to prison. My co-conspirators have fabricated evidence that Bela Ben Mang is planning a revolt against me. I will circulate the evidence among my vassals so they will support my actions against the traitor. I will lose my just trait. The stewardship. Oh, I'm gonna have negative effects for this. Oh dear. Well, I was just. But that would lose stewardship and the domain size. And when is it again? 1247. Okay. But I could be just again. If, again, your income is fine. You think I should go for rulership instead of business? Because rulership would get me to just back again. Depending on events, of course. But I will see him disgraced. You just wait a few months, alright? Yeah. Appalling stewardship, which means domain tax modifier, you won't make as much money. My vassals refuse to believe the fabricated evidence against the trees, though the scheme fails, no evidence my involvement. It didn't work. All for nothing. Now we won't make as much. Sultanate. That's the best you got? But he's got good martial skills, so he'll be a better commander than fighter. As he is growing older, I could see that Mahmud could use some guidance in one of my experience areas, the art of war. This is my chance to make an effort for the sake of his education, but what can I offer? Listen, you're down at the bottom of this line of successor, so you must learn on your own. Try again. My intense study of warfare has led to increased understanding of tactics and strategy. Alright, a little more intrigue and stewardship along with that. And a little more to the personal combat skill. Time for a good war? The answer is no. But appalling stewardship's no longer affecting me. Okay, now we're back. So maybe I should just stick with business. Don't even think about rulership. You're doing some rather unjust things right now. Internal circumstances in Vigilant took a turn for the worse. Thanks to the myriad of factors, conditions are now set to increase the likelihood of reduced stability in the province. I'll address that. My training's already over. I'm still on a path to continue my combat skills. The village market is always a bustling place. While waiting for someone, I idly watch people, from earnest farmers selling and buying produce to crafty merchants from exotic lands. There are so many here. I notice there's a little girl working at a stall next to me, and I ask her what is she doing here. I sell fruits and vegetables for my mother. It's fun most days, but hard work. Don't say that. But again, you need a little party for law changes in the future. Also because that damn loan. but I'll say, work is pointless without the help of the greatest. Which is, again, one of the insert god names here in this particular faith. Allah and the greatest. After spending many months studying the campaigns of Ashoka the Great, I've gained some fascinating insights and acquired new wisdom in military matters. I realized that the art of war might be well worth studying. I shall be the master of strategy. Now I'm an adept of strategy, which... Hey, I got the stewardship back, just making it up for losing that just trait. Alright. Oh yeah, definitely stick with business when that time comes next month. So, I guess it was worth it in a long run. There's been battles, but no occupations yet from that side. Also, by the way, these are the ones that pledged with a total strength of 81. But we have a higher strength. Which again, if we had more of the coast, including the entirety of Gujarat under my control, then I'd be willing to send ships over. Not to mention you gotta finance a large amount of money for the expeditionary force to come to the defense. Now, let's get down to business. Also, don't worry, I have plans. I mean, if you're wondering, it's like, well, how come you have no children and yet your brother isn't married? But you know what? You're at that age that you should get married. So, there's plenty of candidates out there. Start with the age, because he should be married immediately and not be betrothed to somebody. Strong, attractive, but... Ooh, I wouldn't have that. Not that either. But to me, the real winner has to be her. Because strong trait means up the fertility. And since you have diplomacy education, that's up fertility too. So you'll have my blessing. Also, bear in mind, he could have as many wives as he wants, so... if he wants to have a lot of children... well, again, he's not ruler yet, he's just a prince. He can only have one wife. He doesn't need more. Unless he asks for some. And plus, you may never know, after business, I might switch to seduction focus and seduce to the men who hate me, to make them love me, and then have children of my own and later legitimize, and then we'll move into that line of succession. You know, to screw over my brother, as well as my nephews. So, I'm in business now. But unfortunately, actually, it is fortunate now. Now we're at the max, but it can be improved upon. Oh, welcome to the court. Plus 15. So, yes, he wants to have a seat on the council. That's from Bahar. You could be a good chancellor, a decent one, compared to this one who's lower tier, so... yeah, you'll get it. You'll get your wish. I'm gonna need you to continue to improve relations with the Khanate, so they don't attack us. If any, they may attack, the Afghans. They better not come up here. Because this disease has only been around for about nearly 2 years now. No, over a year. Keep an eye on that. What a way to start a new year, huh? Again, you have enough of those forces to deal with that peasant revolt. But since I want to improve my combat skills, I kind of want to participate in this. Raise the local forces. Actually, hold on there. Get that rally point off. Let's surround them. Just wait for the morale to go up. Oh, hell. Well, there goes those plans. Fine, let's get together over here. These guys are... well... I'm thinking about what... is there an equivalent medieval term for, cannon fodder? Now, Delhi is just a peaceful province because of this peasant revolt. Must have heard the news about what I was up to. Stop! Now you can go. You antagonize the mayor who lives in that county. There goes my marshal. Imperial Guard? I didn't know that is a thing. But then again, this is my first time of playing the HIP mod and starting off as an Empire, so I'd never seen the Imperial Guard trait before. Yeah, one-eyed Imperial Guard. I could make use of you. These are some real good commanders, so I'll put you there instead. Give me him, and where's my Imperial Guard? So, you're gonna be of some use to me. Trying to steal one of my artifacts, eh? You live right next door. I could have you executed and take back those lands, but you're gonna have to pay the penalty. I'm gonna be slightly merciful of you, because you do make a tidy income. Until you make up to 70 gold, I will let you out. Alright? It's coming close. Okay, let's get together. Let's move up. Just hope that delaying action is worth it. If not, then, well, just hope it doesn't come in here. Otherwise, after this battle, we're gonna have to shut the gates. At least I'm not using domain troops. Management debate in the council. Today, while I was at the council meeting, an argument about management policy being discussed arose. One of the council members opposed my reasoning and boldly challenged my point of my view. I simply cannot order everyone because I want to have credibility. I need to conquer the people's hearts. I need to win the debate. This is going to be difficult because that's stewardship related. And it's not really one of my best skills. You're dealing with the steward. He's definitely going to win this argument. This is his alley. Yeah, this giant steward of mine. Let me see. If I debate aggressively, yeah, I'm gregarious, and that's one thing. I'm not an administrator, nor have stewardship education. And if for the aggressive stance, Both sides debate traits. Wroth, zealous, ambitious, cruel, and brave. Those are the positives, so... Oh no, that'll be in his favor. Quake, genius, slow, imbecile, shrewd, dull is a negative one. But debated offensively... patient, kind, humble, and cynical. Which I am not any of those, and proud is a negative trait, which we don't have that either. Or try to trick the opponent to debate. Which deceitful, which I am. Patient, humble, cynical. Wrath is a negative trait for him. I may have to try to trick my opponent in this debate. I faked a mistake in my argument, expecting the expectable counter-attack, then press my counter-argument as I try to trap my opponent with metaphors and logical thinking. Oh, this is a tough one. The discussion lasted for a long time as my counselor attacked my arguments while I kept doing the same. In the end, using some guile and quickness of the mind, I prevailed. With a smart smile on my face, I faced everyone. My political prowess knows no equal. So I won a political victory for... which is diplomacy plus 3 for 3 years, as he just got embarrassed, and now he owes me a favor. Even though he's a much, much lower tier, which I could care less. It was trickery that won the day. And we'll see too if we can win this one. Get up here too with us. We didn't even check who's... A tiny peasant leader. Shorter than average. But he's a skilled fighter. This is my path to become a formidable fighter. I have no missions right now. Here we go. Fresh blood. Thanks to his connections, Sultan Tugan, my Grand Vizier, came to me recently with an idea to reinforce our troops with foreign recruits. The plan is to send an envoy asking for help from his acquaintance, Bagrat Dev Baga. Talk of a name. And to check what he's gonna ask to help us. He's from Jharkhand, a Rajput. There's Rajputs everywhere. Foreign troops. Let's just go ahead with the plan. We won this day. But as I said, until you make that money all the way to 70, I'll let you out. And I'm giving you house arrest because it's healthy that way. Disease is here in Delhi. I think they just arrived here because that wasn't there during the month of March, but it's here now. But before I go, shut the gates. Anybody here? Bounty hunting is challenging work, and I guarantee you'll not go hungry. Because at the end of the day, as long as there's 2 people left on the planet, someone's gonna want someone dead. He's the court imam of us. Yeah, he's the court imam of my court imam. What did he ever do to you? Is he your rival, or... Both ambitious. But he's never been involved in fights, so I guess there must have been a disagreement between the two and decides, okay, I'm going to put a bounty on his head. Hopefully someone's going to get it. And that someone is going to be me, Razia. Alright, Karate. You may be a holy man, but you did some bad things, allegedly, says by our son. He hasn't ran away and stands before me. This man is brave indeed to accept my challenge despite his obvious doom. This should be a good sport and pay me nicely. For glory. To the death. He wildly flails his weapon around while running in my direction. I'll try to dodge. He missed me. He was in front of me, looking at me directly and getting ready to receive my attack. So let's just hit the center. I've hit him, and the enemy has let out a battle cry. He's foregoing all forms of restraints and rush to me. It's a fairly dangerous action for me both, and all attack is more likely to be critical. Oh, just hit him in the center again. He tried to parry my attack, but I failed miserably. My attack stunned him and gave me time to attack once more. Just do a quick and simple attack. Stunned and stroked again. Bruised his head twice while bruised torso, so remember, pick a body part and work on it. That's a strategy. He swiftly did a lunge attack at me. This attack more likely to hit arms and torso. I'll try to dodge. Missed me. I'll attempt to feint. Or we could try to go for the head immediately. Because, you know, I said pick a body part and work on it, but this is a critical attack, so. He tried to parry it and failed miserably. Well, I'm getting a bit overconfident here, but let's do extravagant attack. But missed the follow-up. He had a higher chance of missing, you know. He's not yet wounded yet, but I hit his torso twice. Dodge the lunge. Go for a jump attack. I missed that one. He aims standing by swiftly targeting my head. I'll counter. Leaving myself up with the toe right before his attacking me is daring, but I succeed to stop the attack in general elbow before he has time to react. Just do a normal one. Avoided the attack and stroke back. He's wounded now because I smashed his nuts. Okay, keep going for the torso then. Target the center. This will maim him or in fact kill him. Missed me. He swings. I timed my dodge at the last second perfectly, and my foes put too much weight behind his attack. He stumbles and falls flat on his face. Just quick and simple. Now he's got a concussion, so yes, he's got smashed nuts and a concussion. So he's doing bad right now, so just hit the center again. I got him. He's badly bruised now. Does not take any chances and aim to land an easy attack. Dodge. Gotcha. Gave him a black eye. Come on, man. Go down. There we go. My foe has yielded and begged me to spare his dear life, and like a coward he is. Unfortunately, this means that the bounty still live, and it is not glorious. But still, more money than what his head would have paid. He's willing to pay me 50? But I'll just say die well. Because I'm close to improving my fighting skills, which means I need to get involved in one more duel. Whether it's to the death or out on the battlefield. So, as I said, hate to do this to a holy man. Congratulations, you inherited a mosque. Now time to shut the gates, unfortunately. I can repay the medium loan instead of a large loan. You know, that's just for starters. And I can repay that small loan also. And I'll have to repay it again in the future. So, we're making progress here, but it's time to shut the gates. Some commoners already gathered outside as my guards started closing the gates. A decisive thump silences and curious chatter coming from the other side. Seal it! My court physician suggests I buy him some new equipment for his laboratory so he can perform more advanced experiments. I'm sorry, I'm saving my money so I can pay off that loan. We got to pay interest on our loans. It's a small price to pay. So there goes my diplomacy because it's secluded with courtiers. I was traveling at night with a group of people. I just can't stay out of the outside world, can I? We must move with haste or else they'll catch us, someone said. Suddenly there were screams and fire. Ambush! Run for it! Someone shouts. Too late. The next thing I knew, I was hit with several arrows. And then I woke up. What a nightmare. Oh. It was all a nightmare. Maybe killing that man must have messed with that mind. We were just doing it for money to pay off the loans, but hope that doesn't haunt me. The court physician. Oh yes, some people who already have smallpox is a deadly disease. You're a dead man. Throw him out. Smallpox, excellent symptom treatment. Help him any way you can. Yeah. If only we had pigeons. So we can't improve relations with the Sultanate anymore until the disease is blown over. And we can't move back to Kanya Kubja, the original capital. No, we can't go anywhere because ever since you moved back to Delhi, that's where it's going to be. Save up a little money. Well, you're still going to get some of that silk money, just not as much as you would have. Oh, the Grand Vizier has returned from his meeting with a proposal to receive a host of soldiers. In return, we will need to make it public our gratefulness and the magnanimity of a foreign power. It costs us a lot of prestige. Oh, that's kind of far away from this. So what, you're gonna get more prestige when you take part in more duels, so just accept it. As the realm slowly grows thanks to the vassals of ours. As we made it up to Gut in the Kashmir region. Taking parts of Nepal. Ah, event spawn troops and hey! Don't catch that disease. Don't do that. It started in Gujarat, now it's all over the place. It's a real bad epidemic. Non-seclusion. Well, I can at least pay it back to the Jewish moneylenders. Belaban Mag is asking for some privileges. He claims he doesn't have enough wealth or armies to defend his own lands in case of an attack by a neighbor. Should we trust him? No. You know I'm trying to get rid of him by fabricated plot of treason. So that way, I can get me that sword and I'll do better in combat. Because I'll be ready to rank up for all of this. But unfortunately, this disease is just gonna delay. And until we repay that loan, we should spend money on this. Glad you're still at work. I mean, after all, you're in Bengal, and that... No, excuse me, Bahar, as that disease hasn't reached over there yet. After I made another courtier pride, a third one in a short week, I felt a bit embarrassed. Is this really who I am? A cruel woman who likes to hurt people? Oh, the greatest. What have I done? Forgive me, please. Treating people nicely feels good. I've gained a kind trait. Bad for intrigue, but bad for personal combat. I just need a little more diplomacy. Kind has its uses. Mahmoud, you're a brilliant strategist now. Well done. Too bad I'm never going to do any business-related activities because of this damn disease. He could potentially become the Sultan of Kashmir. Okay, I'll get rid of the kind trade, but I'll say him disgraced. Try again. My vassals were completely fooled by the fabricated evidence of his treason. Now I'm free to act against him. Excellent. Is Marshall still available? Nope, he's in seclusion. Damn it. Because you know I'm going to need him to suppress revolts. Come back. What else? I know he still likes me, but we can arrest him now without any problems, but that spells rebellion, which we can take him on. Especially that we have a couple of foreign troops that we got. Rajput troops. Which might as well be, you know. So it's like, yeah, it's the Rajput battalion. It's with us. But there are better ways too. Actually, no. Don't increase the chance to arrest him. I mean, if he rebels, good. So that means, it could just, it's like, yeah, you could fabricate tunnels and everything, but it's just to put him in prison and seize artifacts. And if he gets to prison, well, that sword is going to be mine. My goodness, so many plots. And none of them against me. And somebody even wants to kidnap him. No, he's mine. My guards failed to capture him. He has now raised his flag in rebellion. Well, it's time to go get that sword, even though I'm not going to be available to be fighting out in the front line. To Delhi. We'll just use our domain troops. Including a few local ones. Why do I still have that? That's the Jor part of Rajputana. Apparently I must have missed that when I was distributing lands. In this case, does that have a resource? No. I mean, since I technically hold the Sultanate of Punjab as well, so I probably want something out of them. If I was going to revoke at least one title. Silkworm Farm. It'll be that one. Or in this case, over there in Nepal, there's a gold mine. Okay, someone's fighting against Nepal. Holy War for Kathmandu. As a whole. I kind of want that area. A gold mine for my personal control. And get a lot of money out of them. Suddenly there's gold up in these mountains. Oh, I've already raised troops, so we'll deal with this rebellion a bit. So that includes local liege levies as well, for additional. And apparently them as well. Basically all the local troops. Don't use vassal levy troops. No, actually you can, because this is a defensive war, not an offensive. But I'm only going to use the much forces as necessarily needs. And are also to join up with the event spawn troops, the Rajput battalion that's with us. Kind of true to history, isn't it, that sometimes there are some Rajputs that do serve under one's Sultanate. And as a reminder, who are they talking about them, to question the loyalty of the Rajputs when they serve under us? The crusade fails. The Lord, it seems, does not favor the Christian faithful. After strings defeats and setbacks, the Pope is called off the crusade because he was captured. And with the Pope, captured in action, that means that, well, that's an automatic lose. They lose the war, and Jerusalem is still under Sunni control. Cyprus has inherited Jerusalem. The Ilkhanate's done it again. And now they're going after the Shahdam over in Kabulistan. They're going to be looking at us next. Sooner or later. Yeah. I have to pay interest every time. Because I can't get out of this area. Be on your way. And when the battle's about to begin, I'll put him in command. Because, he's a respected commander. What's his ambition? Become a skilled fighter. And my mother died of a natural death. Didn't think much of her, honestly. Shoot. Is there anyone who's not in seclusion that could be taken up command? Hey, Sultan of Bengal. I know we have issues, but if you get yourself killed, fine by me. Though I would inherit... Well... May you have a son. Alright? May you have a son. If you don't, well, I'm sorry. I'm about to get this man killed. Deal with them next. It's a restless province. That doesn't help. Well, this is under your jurisdiction, so you can take care of that peasant revolt while I will continue to, find him and get that man. Inherited a mosque from him. Well, apparently, a female ruler can control a mosque, but my domain limit is already too much, so I'll have to give it to somebody else. Yes? Leader of Chagatai Revolt. Independence. That's the revolt? Oh, look at them. Did you see that? Industriousness. As the local leaders of Lahore state their complaints, I take notes and write a list diligently to address those concerns in due time. It always pays off to have a plain conversation with people with direct knowledge of the issues at hand. I might not agree with everything, but at least those who talk to me will understand their opinion matters, and things get ultimately done. I value competence above all. Besides the apparent reason, a high stewardship also influences frequently spent. So, no more restlessness, as it's become peaceful in that same time. Just besiege 2 holdings, and then we'll continue to fight against Nagaka Raj. Thank you. But the disease is starting to fade away, and I just cannot wait. In a few months, I am ready to get out of this castle and go back to the front line. And maybe fight other guys who have bounties on their heads. Yeah, I'll pay. Greatest Victory. My first book. The Greatest Victory is a treatise by the Persian philosopher Mesicale. In it, he describes a version of the idea of biological evolution from rocks to plants to animals to apes to humans to prophets and finally angels. Keep in mind, just because it says 0 stewardship doesn't mean it's really 0. It's actually 0.5. And if you get another book that has stewardship of that same category of skill, it actually goes up 1. And can you only equip 10 of those? This is part of the university mod. Blizzards down here. That messes with their levy size. Drove them out. I guess we will go to that capital after all. Prince Masood worries that the people of my realm lacks just judgment, when I still haven't chosen a chief Claudia to take care of all legal matters. To ease his worry, Prince Masood came to me and suggested someone who would make an excellent chief Claudia. Oh, it's a minor title. I did not know that's that important. The chief Qadi is the supreme judge and authority of law, Sharia, in a realm, the most prestigious of all Muslim honorary titles. It is only open to characters with a proper religious education. He's an imperial bureaucrat, so he's familiar with this sort of thing, so I agree. He would make an excellent chief Qadi. Go ahead. Again, I'm not used to playing as Muslim rulers. Open the gates. Pay off that loan. After the war, of course. Also, I gotta stop these plots. There are far too many of them for me to look at. Hostile agent operating in system was able to feel discontent of the local populace against my rule. The stability in the province declines. We need to catch the bastard. He's back in his capital. Hopefully we can capture this, which won't take long, and then subsequently we'll drag him out, and he's out of here. While I'm at it. Alright. There's a bounty on my steward's head. But that man owes me a favor. And this mayor here is the mayor of Hampur, spy master of Chandari. Political defeat abandoned the commoners. Well, I guess people in that city don't like him, so I'll hunt him down too. I'm very close to finishing personal combat skills, so I'm about to be a formidable fighter. For glory. One hit. The duel to death came to abrupt end as my target died in the end of my blade. Justice is served and I will be rewarded. Wealth and glory are mine, and I am now a formidable fighter. He lies lifeless on the ground. Next to his still warm body, there is his shattered weapon from the fight. I pick it up and I keep it as a trophy. He won't be needing it anymore. One more to the pile. That's two. Yeah, I'm more than ready. Since there's still not a scratch on me. I arrange a meeting with some of the events organizers in order to challenge a member and increase my standing in the ring of honor. These duels do not usually lead to death, but they are nonetheless dangerous. A fighter with enough prestige and glory to her name could try to leverage to avoid the duel. 37, still in prime of my life. Boris has accepted the duel. It's not like he has any choices to begin with. Should be victorious to take his rank in the ring of honor. But if I find defeat, I'll taste shame and humiliation. Oh yeah. He's a skilled fighter, brilliant strategist. Did the Slavel mess with personal combat? Yep. He's killed a man once. And he's got that Malegatunia. Oh my goodness. I actually know who that person is. He's a historical character, which I believe that was him who married, the man who married Razia in an attempt to take back that throne, which they overthrew her, and then she wanted it back, but she was later killed in action. Hence the reason why her reign was cut short. But we're going beyond her actual years of her rule, this being Crusader Kings and all. So he was residing over there. Which, again, real life character. It is time. So, remember, this is not to the death. This is, you have to get up to the score of 5 to win. So, think wisely. That's a 2. 10 feet. Slowly take his weapon before Sonny changed the trajectory. Counter. Victory is mine. The referees have stopped the fight and declare me as the victor. I can now be considered a veteran, while my defeated foe will be shamed to be considered a lowly novice rank. Thus I gain some glory and some prestige, and dual experience increases. One step closer to greatness. Now I can hire a warrior commander, go on a warrior pilgrimage, and raise army, which is just additional reinforcements. You should be getting into shape before you go into duels like these, when you take on tougher opponents, pretenders, and eventually the champion. Oh no, he's from the room area, not here. I'm getting up there. An elephant has gone crazy and is running amok in a town outside a castle. He's already killed several people. What shall we do? We'll try to capture it. A couple of veteran elephant handlers have managed to snare and capture the elephant, so it's brought safely to the pens. Excellent. Delhi will feel protected, thanks to me. And I'll get there eventually. To pay that damn loan. Unless you want to pay it off in a bounty. The incense workshop there can no longer sustain itself, as the local natural resource was getting too scarce. The venture ran its course. Unfortunately. Oh dear. This Brahmin isn't too well liked, but there's a bounty on his head and I must have it. And this man has dreamt of a war to end all wars, so after having such an intense and horrifying dream in the future where men used cruel and twisted swords to tear each other to shreds and die by the thousands, this character's been transformed. Well, I'm gonna make your dream come true. The bounty's trying to avoid his fate by offering a small amount of ducats. There's no chance that small amount of cards could make it avoid a good fight. I'll only accept payment in your blood. Come on. He actually stunned me, but missed a follow-up. It bruised my torso, you son of a... Got a hit. Missed a follow-up. He hasn't been wounded yet. Got a hit. Got another hit. And another. Just bruised a lot of areas, but he's wounded now. There is just no way he can get a lucky hit on me again. Just a normal attack. Oh. Bruised my head. Yeah. But again, he's a Rajput. Don't mess with him. Brahmin, Kshatriya makes no difference. He's willing to fight it to death. So, dominant hand, arms towards, do a lunge attack. Die well. As I have placed the crown focus on Delhi, the whole council started to devise ways to improve the provincial stability. The efforts paid off as now the situation of the terrain improved markedly. Now it's a serene province again. And pay that loan! Right now! Thank the greatest. We don't have to go through that whole financial mishap again. And I don't want to lose the Flaxfield too, so... Fortunately, we'll be in debt. Do I have to borrow money from Jewish merchants? Which, at least we can pay it off, but at least we don't have to pay interest rates. Fine. That's why I switched on business. Weren't able to take them. Put me back in action. Nice to see you, Prince Mahmoud. Where do you think you're going? Can't believe we're going around in circles. Just besiege the area. Not again. I can't lose these good resources. My spy master Balban is requested to join a Baktashi order to fight the infidel. This will forever disinherit him, and he will never disgrace the dynasty with his decadence. Well, did he had any to begin with? So go with my blessing. You'll do well. Photographer. The gold is still there. Oh, damn it, they won. Now I can't have that gold mine for myself. Because they won the Holy War. Which is of no surprise because of their superior numbers. He is not impregnated any of them. And if I wanted to, I could get rid of him. And then give it to a new vassal. Or I could say, hey, this may sound like a stupid idea, but there's no title revocation law. Because I was about to say, can I retract that vassal from you? Because I kind of want him. Not like that. I didn't say revoke title, I'm talking about him. But anyways, we'll deal with that. It's all that wanting is what gets you into trouble. Just take the rest of the holdings. Quit wasting your time. And plus, more authorities are 100%. Why haven't we converted Delhi yet? By the way, who's the owner? You want this? Let's just hurry up and end this war because it's been getting fairly expensive. As I prepare to mount my horse, I notice it is staring at me, or at least I think it is staring at me. Something about it. Those eyes, boring into me. Those eyes. Those dark, black, cold, empty eyes staring into me. Right, moving along. I didn't become paranoid, it's just seeing things. That looked at me suspiciously. Put that man in irons and ransom. What took you? We should actually... Now they're going after Georgia. At least they never attacked us. Actually, you should be swaying somebody else. Like who? You. See too if I could swing and pick up the damned trait of sympathy for Eastern religions, so the Hindus will respect me more. No. I weren't even present when it happened. Evidently, Prince Bahram and Totas had some kind of an argument during court, something of which has become increasingly vicious over the last several days as each of them drags more fellow courtiers into the feud. Both have approached to ask for support against the other. Pure intrigue for about a year. Do not get me involved into this. Cut it out, you two. There's another. Give me more money so we can keep it going. At least I'm fully recovered now. And I may be getting overconfident on this, but I want to rank up again towards Pretender. Nils has accepted a duel. It's not like he has any choice to begin with. Should I be victorious to take his rank in the Ring of Honor? If I'm defeated, I'll taste shame and humiliation. A Swedish man. Protect yourself from being critically hit, but easier to land with normal attack. Gotcha. Now I'm a pretender. And then by next year, we'll rank one more time and I'll become champion, which is currently him. Woo. Formidable fighter. He's been on a warrior pilgrimage. And he's killed some. And he's been to a lot of duels. I so want this war to end. Now it's a rebellious province. I just don't want to fight anymore. I just simply want that sword. That's all I ask. What? Split up. We're going in. Chase them out. I don't suppose we have any organizers, do we? No. No, we don't. A delegation from my subjects has arrived. Large-scale forest clearing work is being done in one of my provinces. Recent illness among the elephants means the peasants don't have enough animals to be able to finish in time before the rainy season. They asked to lend them elephants to speed up the work. I can't spare my elephants, but I will send soldiers to help. A powerful local official in Depulpwood recently died. Given his prominence, many mourned at first, until evidence of severe corruption was discovered among his belongings and properties. From bribery to involvement in smuggling to abuses of local peasants, he cunningly covered it all up under his benevolent facade. After all this came out, we learned that of the mind-boggling magnitude of his corruption, is certain that the France will do much better without him. A pity we didn't catch him while he was still alive. 5 years, secretly corrupt official dies, which adds prosperity. We know that there are some people on Earth who are super corrupt, and yet they are nice on the outside. Don't look at me, I ain't one of them. While I was sitting still, I saw my own shadow move on its own. I must be seeing things. I was probably seeing things, right? Just turn around. Just chase them away while we will take back that holding. Prosperity faction support, burger tax, vassal tax up, so a little more source of income, even though we're clearly losing it. Because we just don't know when to finish the damn war. Some of the buildings took damage as a result of this siege. Yes. That means you lose a building. That's what it means. Go over here. Just surrender. Come on out and surrender, you hell person. Hell person. I got that from something else. All I need is one more victory, then that's that. Now, finally. This is what I came here for. That sword will be mine. But nonetheless, he may be my rival, but he's largely content with me. And that is all you need to know. People. Now we have to start making all that money again. I equip that sword. There you go. Let me shut up as trigger prove yourself. Field experience. Gather some of your men and lead them on the battlefield to a certain death. Lead my men in a battle. Any kind of battle. What happened to the old man? Assassinated. Fine. Because you have a very high personal combat skill, so you have dual experience. whoever's the champion, I'm ready to face it. Taking a good look at him. Examine. Give me the worst one. A tiny pujari. Ramen. I'll only accept payment in blood. As long as you're gonna be one side, so I'm not even bothering to think. Because it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. Aim for the head. Took his eye out. Aim for the head again. This will decapitate him. Man. Smashed his nuts, gave him a concussion. Bruised his head so much that he should not even have a head anymore. Jump attack. There. That man just wouldn't go down. And yet not a scratch on me. Anyone else? Yeah, I'll deal with you too. Because, you know, I need to start making all that money. Get up to 1,000 some odd gold, and I could get my own set of armor for additional personal combat skill. So I can be the champion. Who's next? Mayor Turhan, Mayor of Soko. Lost the debate. Lack of funds. Aha, here's the issue. Rival. You want to develop personal combat skill? Well, congratulations, Mayor Turhan. You're gonna get a chance at this. Brave of you. One hit. Now, one more out of this bounty puzzle. Tenuria Chaka. So he's a student, which means he's at a local Indian university. No, monastery, I should say, where it happens when you live in India, anywhere that you have a capital on, anywhere in the subcontinent, where you have these little events. So he's a Hafiz, he's completely memorized the Quran, and a mystic. And he's a student, as he's at studying a prestigious center of learning to learn Indian philosophy or whatever. Eating good food. No issues. It's just they don't like each other that much, so probably called him out for this lack of willpower. And in turn, it's the difference between chaste and lustful. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm here for the money. So again, he's on a pilgrimage, which in actuality, he's studying at an Indian monastery. Well, come out of there, because there's money. There's a bounty on your head, and I'm here to get it. Or so help me by the greatest, I'm gonna get you. He's wounded now. Okay. Bruised head towards the legs. Go for the torso. Got him. I'm not a murderer, I'm just a bounty hunter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All I could say is, come on. Give me some more bounties. Because there's this feature. that combine your trophies. It allows you to transform 10 trophies, broken weapons, or heads into a single one that is much less likely to vanish on inheritance. Yeah. I need 4 more. So let's just wait a couple of months. Maybe there'll be new bounties. If not, just wait till next year. Traveling around my realm, I happened upon a grand monastery, the likes which I had never seen. I noticed many great people around, and are told that this is a great center of learning. The head monk suggests that I stay here and study a while and leave the government to some retainer. Otherwise, he can offer 1 book or promise of many more. You know, after I went out bounty hunting, it's like we found this monastery, and I'm like, center of learning. I should do that. I mean, I like to learn. So I'll stay here and learn your ways. Knowing that I live, you know, I was born and raised in Delhi, so why not? That means check your designated regent. You don't got one, okay. Who is the most well-rounded? That could get us into less trouble. Probably the Sultan of Bahar, my Grand Vizier. Oh, why don't we have a treasury guard? The Imperial Guardsman, yes. And still no Imperial decay, because this has been a very good... It's been a very good one, you know. But you know what? Let's take a break from bounty hunting. But if anybody catches me, or if there's a chance, I'll see too if I want to fight to be a champion. So yes, I will stay here and learn your ways. May you live in harmony and contentment. I've been appointed as your regent. Well, good luck. And if I come back and if I hear the news that there's been some Imperial decay, or so help me by Allah, I am going to, you know... 2 princesses. Another child coming up. I will laugh if you get a child. You've been making rounds, have you? Good thing I appointed you as regent. So again, that's what I am. I'm now a student. You're never too young to educate. But I can still go out on bounty hunting because it says that none of these must be true. Is taking a break from combat and is recovering from a combat wound. Yeah, I'll see what I can do for you. And you can actually do a warrior pilgrimage. That seems interesting. But you know what? Unfortunately, we're actually going to stop this episode here on that note. Just more of the continuing, you know, adventures or slightly misadventures of Razia Sultan, as she's 39 years old, still in the prime of life, while we still got... Well, wait till army levy size increase a bit. Where we just hope that they do not attack us as the Sultanate, because it's ruled by a child and anything could happen at this point. So says the regent, who is a Kurdish Muslim, Sunni. Well, good. I could destabilize things around here. Or it's a large family, you know. So, in the next episode, as Razia is now currently studying at a prestigious center of learning, but in that same episode, she will also go on a warrior pilgrimage. So, you could say that like she'll put her time in this monastery, Indian monastery, for higher education, but at the same time she goes out of the country or anywhere to be a better warrior, and hopefully improve herself, and then eventually she will fight to become the champion of the Ring of Honor. And we hope you people join us for more adventures of Razia. But until then, so long for now.